by the power of Grayskull.
Hello, this is just a quick review for Trials Uprising on the PS4. I've played all the Trials games. I've just done a recent review of Trials Blood Dragon, which is like a DLC. This is basically... they've changed a lot of it from a normal Trials game. I'm not quite sure if I like the way it's set out. I mean, it's user friendly. You can it's intuitive of how to navigate the menus and stuff like that. But it's just the way it works. Instead of on the old game, you'd try and get better times and a better, a better run, a cleaner run, in order to get more stuff to upgrade onto the next track. Whereas on this one, you've got to take contracts. Get sponsors. You travel around the world, basically going from country to country, and then once you've done certain amount of events, then you've got to go to the stadium of that country, and then you've got to do like 4 heats, but it's like knockout qualifiers. So if you don't come first or within the first 2 people or the top 3 or whatever, then you've basically got to start from the beginning. So you have to essentially win 4 races in a row. There's loads of new bikes like the shopping cart, the helium bike, the donkey, the tandem bike, where 2 people can ride, you and your friend. One person does the leaning, the other person does the accelerating and the decelerating. There's loads of track creator community, so that's good. There's online stuff, you can play offline as well. There's like loads, it does offer you quite a lot. But like I said, it's just a bit of a grind fest. Like, you can't get onto the next bit. Like, I can't unlock the next bike that I need until I'm on like level 22 or something, and I'm only on like level 9, I think it is now, and I've done basically everything I can do. So you've got to just keep going back to previous tracks and trying to better your time to get more money, or fill out annoying contracts, like where you can't lift off accelerator. You've got to do 10 backflips. You've got to do a clean run without any retries. So you get objectives to do on these challenges, and then you can progress. But there's a lot of grinding. Like I said, you spend a lot of time just trying to get more points to unlock the next bit, which I don't like. I wish you would just get like money from events, and then you can save up, and you can buy your own bike when you've got the money. That would be better. But the tracks are very creative. It just goes to show, because the editor tool is exactly the same editing tool that you're allowed to have with that the game developers have used to actually create the game. So there's lots of options. You can create levels like this where there's like helicopters, backgrounds, all these buildings, sound effects, pyrotechnics that go off when you go past certain bits, like that, where you land on like a big flat surface and it tips over in real time, like with real physics. There's lots of options, and if you look at the community, some of the creative people out there who have put hours and hours and hours into making these perfect tracks, ranging from all difficulties. So you don't have to be an expert if you want to play on the community tracks. You can pick easy courses, and also you can create your own tracks, which is really good fun. But the levels are varied. There's lots to do. If you've played trials games before, then you're going to know how to play. Throttle control and obviously where the rider is positioned on the bike all matter. But you see, I came second place, but I still got gold, because all you have to do is complete the objectives. You're racing against AI people, but they've got like online names, so it must have been other people in the community who have set a fast time, and you're basically racing against them. But as long as you complete the objectives, you don't have that actually come first. And those loot crates are annoying because basically they mount up all the time, and you get a lot of duplicate items like t-shirts and helmets and stuff that you just sell. But it's annoying having to keep going in to the actual loot crate bit of the options and then open them because it takes ages. Like I think I had 27 loot crates at one point and I had to sit and open them all. It just takes time, and basically all you're getting is stickers, which is shit. The stickers should just be available from scratch. I don't see why you have to earn stickers because you're never going to use half of them. It's not something valuable enough to make you want to earn them, so I don't see why they're like holding you hostage to, you know, complete the game in order just to get a few daft stickers. Same as, you know, like the apparel. You should be able to just pick it from the very beginning and create your own person. A bit like Grand Theft, you know, where you've got thousands of options and then everyone would look different. But it's just a little mini gripe that I've got there. But the main gripe I've got is that you've got to grind. You do a lot of grinding. But if you're a fan of Trials, then you're not that bothered. I mean, I'm just nitpicking here. But you do get a lot of levels. I mean, like you can see, some of them aren't that long. That was only 48 seconds long. So some of them, but I'm right at the beginning of the game here. So the later levels, different countries, obviously the difficulty ramps up. Oh, and another good thing about this game is that at the very beginning, you have to do some training, and it teaches you how to do throttle control, and how to position yourself correctly on the bike, how to bunny hop, and how to get your flow, where you go up a ramp and then you're in the air and then you land perfectly on the down ramp, and it gets you because then you've got better flow and you keep going, and it's essential to getting fast times to have a good flow through the level. So I like that because on a lot of Trials games they just chuck you straight in the deep end. Earlier games they chuck you straight in the deep end and you've just got to try and figure it out for yourself. Whereas there's actual like a learning school which you can go to. But I only done the first 3 lessons and I had to be at level 22 or something to progress. Which is obviously when the levels on the story mode get harder, so then you're referred back to the training and then they teach you some new techniques. This is what I was talking about before, where you're in the stadium. This is like the first heat of the stadium, and you have to just do all of these tracks in a row. I think there's 4 heats. You've got to do them in a row, and you have to win every single time, or you have to go back and start again. These are quite difficult sometimes because you have to come first. It's not about completing the objectives as much on this one, but you do have to come first on this. And these are just AI riders, but they obviously have been like other players' ghosts, and they just implement them into the game, which is a good idea, I think, because then if you set a fast time on this track, then whoever plays the game in like their own copy of the game, then they're going to essentially be racing against you on your fast time, which is a good idea. But I love Trials. I love all this kind of stadium stuff where you're going over barrels and big tractor tires and wooden frames and stuff like that. I like that. I prefer that to the actual outdoor stuff. And then when you come to create your own tracks, you can do tracks exactly like that, where you're just climbing over cars and you're climbing over like big obstacles, hay bales and stuff like that. It doesn't all have to be about speed like these levels where it's about who can get there the fastest. You can have really technical courses where you're crawling really slowly and you're trying to get up over difficult obstacles. I think that's the best kind. But I'm enjoying it. I mean, I think it was on a discount, and I paid £9.97, I think it was, so it was just under a tenner. And it was reduced from 30 quid, I think, or 40 quid. So, you know, a tenner, you can't go wrong. And I'm enjoying it. You get some longevity out of it because you've got to grind, basically. So it's one of those games you can just put on every day and just keep playing until you're at the required level, a bit like Star Wars Battlefront or some shit like that. I mean, most games are about grinding nowadays, and the loot crate system's bullshit. Like, if you see there, I won some gold, I got some respect, and I unlocked some stickers, lightning-shaped stickers. I mean, they're absolutely pointless. But you can see all these online people have got, I mean, these are the AI avatars, but my guess is that the online people's characters, and there's lots of different costumes and different stuff to wear, but like I said, you've got to grind like fuck just to unlock anything, so it becomes like there's no incentive really to keep grinding and grinding unless you're wanting that certain jacket or a certain pair of boots or something. Then you might have to, but you get a lot of replica items in your loot boxes as well, so you have to keep going in and selling the stuff that you've already got duplicates of. And I don't know, I think there's a lot to be desired. I don't really like the way they've changed it, but they haven't necessarily made it shit. It's just different. But if you're a fan of Trials, then you're going to like it. And if you've never played Trials before, then definitely give it a go, because it's addictive as hell, even though it is really frustrating. But that's it really. So if you like the look of the game, I would go and get it. So that's it. See you now.